Rainbow Cup. The Rainbow Cup. New competition. Not that sure about the name. Maybe that's just because I've got a daughter who likes unicorns and rainbows and stuff. I know South Africa is the Rainbow Nation, so maybe this makes sense. The Rainbow Cup is a new competition which is going to be held at least next year. I guess it's going to be a one-off like the Autumn Nations Cup was in 2020. So from 17th of April to the 19th of June 2021, we are going to see the four South African Super Rugby sides. That's the Bulls, Stormers, Lions, and the Sharks. They're going to take part in the Rainbow Cup, which is going to be against the current 12 teams playing in the Pro 14. So the European ones, minus the the Kings and the Cheetahs. So the four Irish teams, the four Welsh teams, the two Scottish teams, and the two Italian teams. These guys are going to go up against these Super Rugby teams in a one-off competition. That's the news that was out yesterday. This talk of a Pro 16 is still going on, and I think that is still going on. So the CEO of Saru basically said that the long-term partnership discussions are still ongoing. But in the meantime, I guess it's good for them to have something set down for next year, especially given the timing of the Lions tour. That's one thing that Rassie Erasmus actually pointed to, saying that the timing of the Rainbow Cup is perfect preparation or ideal preparation for the British and Irish Lions. So, yeah, that's a good news one. I mean, this is the future of the competition, right? It's going to be these 12 teams which are currently playing with the addition of these four teams. So this is just a bit of a taster, I would imagine, for 2021. The way it's going to work, and I guess they're still going to work out the exact specifics of it, is there's going to be two pools. So they will divide the teams evenly by country. So of these four South African teams, they'll be split up. So two in each pool of the four Irish provinces, two in each pool. Same with the four Welsh ones, and then the two Scottish and the two Italians will have be split into one, so one in each pool. Most of the games are going to take place in Europe, with the South African teams, I think, doing a 3-match tour of Europe, so 3-3-3-3, and then all of the 12 teams from Europe will have to play one game in South Africa. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how the actual logistics of it work out. It's April, which, given the pandemic, maybe seems a little bit optimistic with all the international travel. One of the reasons that the Springboks never travelled over to Australia for the Rugby Championship, aside from the preparation, I think there was I don't know if it was one of the final reasons, but it was a big barrier to them leaving the country, was the government restrictions on people travelling. So, there would certainly be a lot to organise. I know April sounds like a long way away, but we're already at the end of December, so it's not actually that far away. I would imagine all these guys would have to get vaccinated before they'll be travelling, because if there is going to be all this travel, you would ideally not want games to be called off, as is happening in in the Champions Cup, in the Pro 14, in the Premiership, in the Currie Cup. Did I mention that? It's just happening. It's like happening every other week. Some game gets called off due to positive tests. So, yeah, there's a lot to organise. But it's still a good news story. It's a kind of crap news story, though, if you're a Cheetahs fan. I've always somehow had it in the back of my mind that Saru, in the end, will still look after the Cheetahs. But, nah. I was being stupidly optimistic. Yeah, that's a bit of a blow for the Cheetahs. I know the Kings at this point seem like a bit of a write-off, but the Cheetahs, no place for them in this one. But yeah, it is an interesting one. How do you guys think these teams are going to go up against the Pro 12 teams? What kind of engagement levels do you think there's going to be? I know initially when the Cheetahs and the Kings went to the Pro 14, there was some kind of disengagement for some fans because they didn't know kind of who they were up against. They didn't know Leinster, or they didn't know the Ospreys, that kind of thing. I mean, I would certainly be guilty of that before I started a YouTube channel. Certainly didn't know the teams like I do now. So, yeah, how do you think this will be received? If you're a European fan, of one of the existing Pro 12 teams. How excited are you to see these teams get cracking? Probably got a lot bigger names than the Cheetahs and the Kings, to be fair. Like you got Sia Khaleesi, you got Jake White coaching the Blues with their Bulls, not the Blues, with Dwayne Vermeulen. You know, the Sharks have got a heap of talent on their side as well. The Lions have bled a bit of talent, but they seem to be kind of coming right. But anyway, overall, there's still Springboks in all of these squads, so I would imagine it's probably a pretty exciting prospect to see the likes of the Bulls, Stormers go up against Leinster and Munster. But anyway, not just the Irish teams, Glasgow as well, Edinburgh, Benetton. You know, I'm not going to list off all the teams. But anyway, like I said, it may be slightly optimistic. I'm not 100% sold on the name as yet, but I'm sure Super Rugby probably sounded stupid the first time somebody said it, so it takes a bit of getting used to. Mostly matches in Europe. We'll have to see what happens with COVID between now and then. But yeah, the seasonal differences will be a weird thing for the teams to travel from one to the other when they go north-south. But yeah, overall, pretty happy, mate. I would like to see these guys take on some of these guys. It'll answer some of those questions about just where these teams are at in terms of their performance levels. I should say, though, a lot of the Springboks don't play in these teams. A lot of the Springboks play in Europe, so it's not going to be necessarily the best of the South African players, because a lot of them are based abroad. But anyway, they're still pretty bloody good teams. The Sharks were top of the log of all of Super Rugby before COVID, so that's where we're at. Anyway, getting on to a bit of a ramble. You guys take care. Have a good holiday season. It is Christmas tomorrow here in New Zealand, so maybe this is a Christmas gift for some of you guys. So take care wherever you're at. Look after yourself. Still do the whole washing your hands and wear masks and all that stuff to take care of yourself and the people around you. And if you want to buy me a beer for Christmas, I'll put that link in the description. What can I say? It's Christmas. I like beer. But yeah. You guys take care. I'll talk to you again soon. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.